Right then, folk, welcome back to another video beer review. Today we've got another beer coming out of Pillars, and it is their original pale. Here we are. That label's put on super skew if, so I do apologise. Well, not my fault. But yeah, there we go. It's the first non-lager and ice bock I've had from them. So I thought, we've done 3 lagers now back to back. I've got one more lager in the fridge and then a cold brewed stout or coffee porter or something. I can't really announce. But let's give the pale a go before I do the other ones. Pillars Original Pale, 4.5% ABV. Oh, it's an IPL. IPL. So let's talk shit on the bottle. Let's say, oh yeah, a Pillars Original Pale, and then they put lager right beside it. So yeah, I thought, let's have 3 lagers and then let's do a pale. And then they've gone and been like, oh, actually, it's a fucking IPL. It's good. I enjoy IPLs. If they're done right. No one really does an IPL properly anymore. They call them fucking cold IPAs, don't they? IPLs were way better. I think the first IPL I ever had was from Pressure Drop. Probably talking 2015, 2016, I think it would have been. I remember having, this was a time when they were still doing stuff in bottles, having Bosco, and is it Tall Trees, or there was some other one they did at the time, and I think they bring it back every now and again. Probably not called Tall Trees. That's weirdly a beer from Buckcombe or something like that. Anyway, Pillars Original Pale, usual gumph on the front, tasting notes. The original Pillars recipe, this India Pale Lager has the light body of a lager and the hoppy taste of a pale ale. Tropical citrus notes with a crisp, clean, dry, hopped finish. Just looking back at the headers, it did have some information on it as well. But nothing out of the odd. Can just about see the best. Best before barely printed on it again. That's bad, that. Right, let's crack it open. See what is going on. I do like the artwork, as I could always say, but I'm almost weathered now by the past few I've had, which I've been uninspired by. We're going to pour once again. Some into the glass. Leave the rest in the bottle. Lovely and clear. As you know, clarity. The beers always look fine, don't they? Clarity is there. It's pretty much it's crystal clear, and carbonation nice. Head retention on this is a little bit less than the other one, I'd say, but yeah. Do you just like to ferment your beers like at fucking 45 degrees or what? It wouldn't be 45, but my god, it's a thing that's throughout. Maybe it's throughout the past 3 that I can definitely nose that it's being fermented hotter than it should be. The nose on this, though, it's nice and zingy, nice and citrusy. 4.5% ABV. But there's just that fucking dirty, yeasty fucking smell behind it. Like I said, House Lager so far has been the worst in terms of that hot, hot firm, and either, like I said, hot fermentation. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It could be yeast, distressed yeast, but I'm pretty sure this is just getting too hot. It's fermenting, doing the job, but it's just getting too hot and producing some fucking awful notes. They are hidden relatively well. The beers are still drinkable, but it's just not great. So you're getting this with this in particular, you're getting that yeasty sort of note of. It's hard to explain if you've never done it yourself. If you've never basically cooked a beer within itself. And it just smells overly bready, overly yeasty. Just eat some yeast. Get a little bit of yeast. Eat it. That taste, and you should, and that with a bit of additional other undesirable flavours. There's a bit of a sulphurous note on it as well, but I'd put that down to it being the style more than anything. And then on top of that, you've got like kind of citrusy sort of notes. I don't know what hops they've used, but I'd say something like Citra or something like that. We'll dive in. Cheers. Yeah. This doesn't really deliver anything. It's lightly floral, lightly citrusy, quite grassy. I'd say there's like Citra, but I'd bank on there being some noble hops in there as well. It might even be like Cascade or something. Couldn't tell you exactly what. A noble, like Mittelfrüh or something like that. Something with a bit of a tang. Yeah. I'm really uninspired by my selection. I'm thankful that I got the icebox. And I think to an extent that certain elements of the brewing that I don't like in these will be really hidden in the other ones, in the icebox. And you wouldn't note it. But when you're brewing something that's clean and crisp, and there's, but in lagers there's no room to hide. There's nowhere to hide if you're going to brew it badly, or you're going to have any issues, or you're going to ferment at a high temperature, or there's going to be anything out of spec included in it. There's nowhere to hide. Maybe it's the style. Basically what you're getting is a lightly, you're either getting an extremely light bodied pale ale, or you're getting a with okay hop character to it. There's nothing offensive about it, about the kind of hoppy sort of notes, but there is definitely offensive notes within the beer itself. With the yeasty vibes. Let's go straight from the bottle, see what we get. See if it nullifies anything like it has on the past year. It'll always seem more carbonated. That's one thing, because you're not pouring it out of the glass sort of thing and letting it do its thing. So it's always a bit more zippy sort of thing. Grassy, light citrus. Yeah, you're not getting that. Well, initially, it goes quite bready, biscuity towards the back end of it, and then touches of that yeasty sort of note. Yeah, it is what it is, really. It's a beer, not brilliantly brewed, which is a shame. I feel like a right arse saying not brilliantly brewed, but it's there are issues. There are issues with more than one beer that I've had now. So, yeah, Pillars Original Pale. I'd say it's probably one of the better ones out of the ones I've had so far. But yeah, I think if I were to rate them And I will do this again at the end. If I was going to rate them in order of what I'd rather drink, I'd go with the standard. I think it's the original, the one I had the first one, which was the Pilsner. I had that first. Probably this second, and then the Hellas third, and then the House Lager can fucking do one. Rather drink Carling. Anyway, see you next one. Cheers.